Hi everyone, I'm Xingyue Sun, aka Jenny. Before I begin my speech, I want you to see these wedding oaths that you've probably seen on TV and pay attention to this area in red. We can see here better, worse, richer, poorer, sickness, and health. They are all shown in the same linguistic unit, and it's called antonym co-occurrence, which is my topic today. My presentation is divided into three parts, so let's get started. The study of antonym co-occurrence focused on five main areas. Let's go through them very quickly. The first is its frequency, and it's also the beginning of this research. Firstly, for these proposed these hypotheses and being examined by Justison and Cates. So co-occurrence becomes a basic feature of antonymy. And then the following section is also the most recent research, syntactic structure and discourse function, which addresses the question of how and why antonyms co-occur. So we can see here XOI, X and Y alike, and between X and Y are the most common co-occurrences structured in English. And the structures has these three major discourse functions. So in summary, this section of the study is used to investigate the regularity of antonym co-occurrence and to reveal the role of these phenomena. The third section is about non-conventional antonyms. It means that a group of words that do not have general antonymic relations but become antonyms in a very specific structure. The following section discusses the order of antonym pairs appearing. The main principles are two. We can see the examples here, good and bad, advantage and disadvantage. It means that positive before negative, and also these words with affixes come after those without. And the previous section are all for English. This last section is focused on other languages. The current cross-linguistics research has like English, Swedish, Japanese, Serbian, and also Chinese. And they are mainly focused on discourse function. And also this is what I'm interested in. So after the introduction, we know that these phenomena is frequent and also has a very specific structure and discourse function. And also we have unconventional antonyms. The order of antonym co-occurrence is situation specific. And finally, this phenomena is present in many languages. So now let's focus on the cross-linguistics research and see what features the antonym co-occurrence has in Chinese. And this is the article I'm sharing today. So as we can see from the name, it's a corpus-based study and also focused on the co-occurrence of morphostructural antonyms, which means antonyms has two syllables. So there are two main origins of this article. As I have just introduced, this article mainly uses a corpus-based study method, selected 13 antonym pairs, including 5 monosyllable and 8 two-syllable pairs in Chinese. The author used exploratory analysis to determine the window size. We can just see this table shows the percentage of accidental antonymy co-occurrence within a given spans. We can see that percentage of different window sizes is different, with the top one being more average and the middle two lines fluctuating greatly. So the conclusion is that, firstly, two-syllabic antonyms is much more flexible. And then the word clause and semantic elements are very important in the distributional patterns of antonym co-occurrence. After reading this paper, my first impression is that it was extremely complex and also difficult. But at the same time, I have two questions. The first is about the article's research object. The title clearly states that it was a two-syllable antonym, but in the actual study, the author included monosyllabic antonyms. Also, the percentage is very high. Is this a reasonable way? And the second question is that only 13 pairs of antonyms were chosen, 3 of which had the same meaning and only slightly different composition. Here we can see 男人、女人、男性、女性、男生、女生、男子、女子。So, will this affect the overall studies of reliability and validity? However, this paper provided me with a great deal of inspiration. I'd like to conduct a corpus-based study for my own assignment. CCL and BCC are both Chinese corpus. As a short paper, I'd like to concentrate on one specific set of antonyms, such as up and down in Chinese is 上下. And the purpose of this paper is to determine the similarities and differences in the frequency, sequence, syntactic structure, and discourse function of antonym co-occurrence between Chinese and English. That's all for my presentation. This is my references, and thank you for listening.